Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Gordon Maston, and welcome back to the DIY Wrestling Podcast. Now, if at all that you do hear a good chunk of background, there's a TV in the background. Just watching a movie, something. I don't know. I don't really care. But I'm back, and we're back for the DIY Wrestling Podcast. Now, what we're going to do here is talk about the Royal Rumble. Now, I would have came back for NXT TakeOver yesterday, but it wasn't exactly the most complete show, and I know the last two matches were absolutely bonkers, insane, nuts out of control. Nothing from tonight did touch that, but the two Rumbles were insane, and the two Rumble winners were pretty good. Everything else between the Rumbles were just like more to be desired, I guess you could honestly say, and more to be desired and honestly pretty meh. Like Rollins and Jordan was pretty meh, and like I said, I just want to press this again. If you hear background, I apologize, not my control. But thing is, with that Rollins and Jordan, you know, we'll get into that later. Okay, pre-show, not much really to talk about, nothing really to mention. That would have been So main show, we started with the WWE Championship match, and that was AJ Styles and versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, 2-on-1 handicap match. Zayn and Owens win. They are champion. So it was Zayn and Owens basically lose this match. But the match started out really slow, really picked up. And then by the time it picked up and everything, you know, it kind of slowed down again. Kind of boring. Kind of this, kind of that. But, you know, it finished just on like this. It basically finished with the most SmackDown finish ever, the most Road Dogg book finish ever. It ended in a roll-up, which a couple of these SmackDown matches really ended in. Which, if you haven't really noticed and you haven't really been watching SmackDown, a lot of these matches end in. Okay, I'm sorry. The thing about the Styles and just if you've been watching SmackDown lately, it's just the match just tended to end in a bit of a. How about this? The match ended just abruptly. It ended suddenly. It just. Roll up, and a couple of these SmackDown stories just end on bad officiating, and it's like Shane and Daniel don't have good officials, even though most of these officials are the same officials that are used for Raw and SmackDown. So honestly, it is what it is, and it was just really dumb to me. Like that to me was just really, really, really bad. Like it just keeps the story going that Kevin and Shane, like Kevin and Sami and Shane are being. It keeps the top story on SmackDown going, which honestly, just why God, just blowing my brains out. Awful. But it's whatever. AJ wins, and that's a big component to something that happens later tonight. Okay, so up next we get, I believe it was the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match, which was, I believe that was next. It was the Usos versus Jordan and Gable, best 2 out of 3 falls. Usos and Gable get the win off of the, I believe it was the double super kick spot. Yeah, the continuous double super kicks. And then they get the second fall off of a roll-up finish. Another roll-up finish, which just made the most. No. Like, I'm glad the Usos won, don't get me wrong, because Jordan and Gable, honestly, it was not their time. And I'm glad they didn't account the Jimmy Uso DIY. I said DIY. DWI, whatever it was. They didn't take that into account and make him lose the titles for a punishment because Samoans are not punishable in WWE by law. AKA the Samoan Amendment. Thank God. Otherwise, it's just that match was more to be desired, especially because the Usos, even with Alpha, they were putting on great matches. The Usos with, Jordan and not Jordan, Gable, like the Usos in the Fatal 4-Way, and these guys were involved in that Fatal 4-Way, put on good matches. I just feel like nothing really clicked here tonight, and you know what? You had a bad outing. And it wasn't even one of the Usos. It was just, I feel like it was time, and I feel like they didn't really put this match together well. Yeah, so I guess you can honestly say you have a bad outing. Pick yourself up, move on. Except the thing is for Benjamin and Gable, they had a bad outing, but they can't really pick themselves up because they're not champions, and they got swept. So it honestly depends on where they go from here. And I guess I could say good on WWE too for really doing kind of switching it up, I guess, and having the Usos go with the sweep instead of just going the winner of the match will get the first fall, and then they'll lose the second fall, and then they'll win the third one and come back and win. They usually do that, or they'll usually do that. Or if it's like a Iron Man match, have them go down like 0-3 or 0-2 or something like that. It's just meh. Just meh. Okay, so that being said, we're gonna move on here to the first Royal Rumble. I think was next. Yeah, the men's Royal Rumble. Now, honestly, the men's Royal Rumble. I honestly thought this would have went on last. I didn't think that Universal title would have went on last. I didn't think the WWE Championship would have went first. Like, I guess pacing of this show and match placement was just like, I guess you could kind of say all over the place. But I guess you could say they had their priorities straight. So the first Rumble was basically Rollins. I said Rollins. Started out with number 1 and number 2 being who was number 1 again? I know number 2 was Balor. Number 1, and I know I probably should remember number 1. It slipped my mind. I don't know why, and it shouldn't be slipping my mind. I don't even remember number 1 is in the freaking Rumble. But Balor came in number 2. Honestly, spots from this Rumble. The Heath Slater stuff was hilarious. I'll take a look into it. Actually, no, I'll use this phone. Yeah, I'll take a look into it. But the Heath Slater stuff was hilarious, just like bright spots from this Rumble. The Heath Slater stuff was hilarious with him getting knocked out by Corbin. Him getting knocked out by Corbin. Corbin just decking everybody. Oh, it was Rusev and Balor. Yeah, that's what it was. I didn't even have to look into it. It was Rusev and Balor. And honestly, that was phenomenal. That was phenomenal for the fact that Rusev was so over, but it shouldn't be a surprise at this point. The crowd was into Balor, and this was where the crowd peaked tonight. Like, even the Women's Royal Rumble, they weren't even as into it as they were the Men's Royal Rumble, and that's... But the New Day stuff with, like, the Big E thing where he picked up Slater and shoved the pancakes in his mouth and just got in the ring or whatever, that was great. The Kofi spot where he had one foot on the pancakes and one foot on Xavier's chest, that was great. The launching pad spot into the ring with New Day was awesome. Andrade Cien Almas was in the Royal Rumble, and that to me was absolutely, I loved it. Cien Almas was in the Rumble, and Adam Cole was in the Royal Rumble. Those two things to me, yes. And then Rey Mysterio, who we had seen in Lucha Underground, who I had last covered in Lucha Underground. That exact Rey Mysterio is who's still written into storyline in Lucha Underground is, he was in the Rumble. My man didn't have the t-shirt. He lost a bunch of weight. He looked like back in the day, Rey. He even had the old Rey Mysterio Jinger tights. Good to see Rey. He looked great in this match. The final 6 was like a new guy, like established guy, trying to get established guy kind of thing, where it was like at one point Nakamura, who had a singing reception like he did at Money in the Bank when he, had his triumphant comeback. But Nakamura, it was Nakamura, Balor, and Reigns, and Nakamura, Balor, and Rollins or something. No, Rollins got dumped by Reigns at some point in the match, but it was Nakamura, Balor, and somebody versus Cena, Orton, and Reigns. And Cena, Orton, and Reigns Orton got eliminated, thank God. Even though Orton eliminated Andrade Cien Almas at some point in this match, which is just whatever. Andrade had a good showing. He was in there for a while. I agree with it. Appreciate it. Whatever. Who am I trying to think of here? Cena? No, not Cena. No, not Cena. I don't know. The thought comes back to me. I'll get back to it. But Cena was eliminated toward the end by Nakamura. No, not by Nakamura. It was either Nakamura or Reigns. I can't remember. But Nakamura got Reigns after some suspenseful spots, and Nakamura won the Rumble. It was awesome. I either knew it would be Nakamura or Reigns. The surprise to me would be Finn Balor. The dream for me would have been Andrade Cien Almas, because Andrade Cien Almas would have probably went to go face AJ Styles, and it would have, and this is the internet nerd me, it would have been Bullet Club LIJ all over again. Even though I don't think they really didn't. They didn't do anything. New Japan together. Those two specifically didn't do anything. La Sombra and AJ. But nonetheless, Shinsuke Nakamura won the Rumble. And then Renee Young asked him, "Oh, which title are you going to go after? Universal or?" And then he just says, rips the mouthpiece. AJ Styles. Continues to celebrate. At that point, if I didn't have any invested interest in the Women's Rumble, I would have stopped watching right there. Because Lesnar, Kane, and Brock, you can miss me with that one. The Bar and Rollins and Jordan, you can also miss me with that one. By the way, Seth Rollins put in work today. This man lasted about 30-some minutes in Rumble. Got tossed out by his partner, but lasted 30-some minutes in Rumble, and then went out there and put on a 15-minute match. Workhorse. Shield guys, just straight workhorses. Despite how you feel about Roman Reigns, you gotta admit the man is a workhorse. Okay, so up next, you got it. This is great. Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan versus The Bar. The Bar go on to win because Jason Jordan got knocked into the turnbuckle and got a headache and can't sing. Jason Jordan became a baby. Yeah, so that was that, and Rollins basically got taken out, but Rollins put in work. He tried so hard to get the crowd invested. They were spent from the Rumble. That was pretty much that. Philly was just like, The Bar, Rollins just... You can miss me with that one, man. You can miss me with it. Just see you. Up next, Universal title. Do I really have to talk about this? Other than the fact that Strowman kneed Lesnar in the head, and it looked really brutal. And then Lesnar came back with just UFC shoot punch right in Strowman's head. Like, I would have been out. You would have popped me up on painkillers for that one. No. That would have been. It would have been done. All right. May I also mention, too, in the Rumble, by the way, like if we can just go back for 1 second, Jinder Mahal took out half the New Day. He took out Kofi and Xavier. He took out Big E and Kofi. I said Big E and Kofi. Big E and Xavier. That was nuts to me. But, it's whatever. What's next? That Universal title match. Brock won, pinned Kane. Kane had no purpose in it. It is what it is. Don't really care. Roman versus Brock will be the match at WrestleMania after Roman wins the Chamber, and I'll be here to talk about that as well. And Women's Royal Rumble. Sasha and Becky, 1 and 2. It took me a shorter time to remember that one. But hey, well, Sasha lasted like 50 minutes. Becky lasted like 31 minutes. I kind of felt really about that. That was really stupid to me. Like, what harm would it have done to keep Becky Lynch in longer? Why did Ruby Riott have to eliminate Becky? For storyline purposes, to SmackDown to say, Becky, I eliminated you in the Rumble, because that, once again, you could miss me with that. Like, I like Ruby Riott. I enjoy Ruby Riott a lot. I do. But just for some stupid, janky story on SmackDown, I just, no. Dude. Especially if Becky Lynch is just going to be facing. I don't even think Becky Lynch is going to have a part in WrestleMania, to be completely honest with you. Because the way the championship pictures look, We could be getting Charlotte, Ronda Rousey, and Alexa Asuka. Well, we'll get to Asuka here in a minute. Asuka, I think, was like number 20 or something like that. I don't remember specific numbers, but we got returns in this. Trish. Actually, no, I'll go what I believe was the order. Jacqueline, Tori, Kelly. Just still green, but we still all love her, right? But yeah, this is how this works. Tori. That woman's like 40? 38, 40? What? Molly Holly came back, did the flip thing. Trish and Asuka was a thing. The Bella Twins. I don't know. Funny or annoying, depending on how you look at the crowd. It doesn't really matter to me. Each of the women who had significant husbands in this, I'm sorry, the crowd started chanting their names. Michelle McCool, they started chanting Undertaker. Brie Bella, she kind of brought on herself. They started chanting Daniel Bryan. Nikki Bella, they started singing John Cena sucks. There was one more that was just, I don't even remember. But Brie, Nikki, Michelle. Yeah, that was Lana, Rusev Day. It was, yeah. But the Rumble was solid. I take the men's one overall, but the Rumble was solid. Sasha Banks eliminated Bayley, which is pretty cool, and then I kind of got heel Sasha vibes from back in the good old days of when Sasha Banks was universally liked instead of just like, oh, Sasha, yeah, okay, whatever. Alexa and Charlotte were sitting ringside. It was what it was. So after we get to the final woman, and number 30 in the Rumble is Trish Stratus. Trish Stratus lasted a little while. Final two came down to Nikki Bella and Asuka. Nikki Bella was on the apron. She forearmed Asuka. Asuka fell on the apron, took a bump on the apron, didn't fall to the floor, and Asuka kicked her shins out from under her and basically knocked her out. By the way, Nikki Bella had her own Kofi Kingston spot in this match, which I honestly think you can look at it one of two ways. One, she's extremely athletic like Kofi. You can look at her as a Kofi in a division where she is like to them, like one of the best workers in a division, like one of the most athletic best workers in a division. Or you can look at it in a racist way, which I'm pretty sure some people will, where they're like, oh, well, she's black, like Kofi's black, so they obviously had to have her have the Kofi like spot. Let's remember, John Morrison was the guy doing these spots before Kofi was, and John Morrison is white, now known as Johnny Mundi. You can catch him on Lucha Underground, which I honestly recommend you should watch. If you haven't seen any of the episodes, go on. You can stay on this channel. Probably hit the subscribe button while you're at it, and look at some of the reviews I've done on Lucha Underground, and then go back, find it on some illegal sites or whatever, and watch it. You will not be disappointed. Oh, wait, no. Season 1 and 2 you can find on Netflix. Season 3, you can illegally watch it, and you'll be fine. So, and I start reviewing like a long ways through Season 1 and then Season 2, so you can follow the reviews if you want to. But enough about Lucha Underground. The Women's Royal Rumble. Asuka wins it. Renee asks her who she wants to face, I guess. And out of nowhere comes Rowdy Ronda Rousey. The girl who was like 5-0, 4-0 in UFC, and then got her face caved in by Holly Holm twice, quit, signed with WWE, wants to be full-time, that Ronda Rousey. And Asuka won, but it doesn't matter because Ronda Rousey just, I'm going to point at the WrestleMania sign. I didn't win anything, but I'm just going to point at the WrestleMania sign. And I'm pretty sure now, thinking back to something like 2007, this is just going to result in Ronda saying to whichever one of the GMs, blah, 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 I want whoever Asuka doesn't choose. I'm willing to be on whatever show Asuka doesn't choose. Right? So that's pretty much that. If you guys did enjoy this, remember to leave a like on this video. Subscribe if you're not subscribed for more of that goodness on the channel. And let me just put it out there. Everything else on the card was, you could honestly miss it. What mattered were the 2 Rumble matches, and I guess that's all that counts because it is the Royal Rumble, and that's the big attraction to this pay-per-view. Now, Ronda Rousey, that was really corny. She just, and by the way, she just stared down Stephanie McMahon, which really took away from Asuka's moment more because Ronda Rousey is what you're going to remember. Is what you're going to remember. The number one thing you're going to remember going off the air. Asuka is not the number one thing you're going to remember going off the air. That is the big important thing to me. And I mean, like, Asuka's still going to get her shot, but she looks secondary because, oh my God, the UFC fighter is here. All right. Well, that being said, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. See you next time. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you remember, leave a like, subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys next time. See you!